Okay, this is a brief to go over the different functions of your locomotive. The first thing we want to be able to do is turn on the sound, of course. So, and that is F8. Now, I have it set at a kind of a lower volume, but in order to be able to hear me a little better, what I would like to do is go ahead and turn the volume down. So to turn the volume up, it's F10. So if you notice, I'm pressing F10, and the volume went up. To turn the volume down, it's just F11, so I don't have to yell too loud. I'll leave it running. The other, as we talked about, the bell and horn, F1 is your bell. F2 is your horn. Now, we'll get into some of the other fun noises in a second and features. To turn on your headlights, it's simply F0 as standard. Now, I have it in reverse, so I'll back it up. And I don't, let's see, zoom in a little bit. You see the cab light is on the locomotive, so we'll back it up. And the cab light just went off. So anytime you have movement in this mode, in the normal operation mode, the cab light will go off. Okay, you see the cab light, and then once you stop, the cab light comes back on. So move it to a forward direction. And you notice the light there, or the headlight there, it's a solid light. That's in its high beam mode, so to speak. To turn on the Mars light, you just hit F3. And you see how the light flickers a little bit, and it's to simulate a Mars light. Now, F4 is what's called a shunting key. So, F4, what F4 did is, I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, you did. You should have seen it. F4 dims the headlight. It locks the cab light on, so it stays on all the time with movement. It disables what's called adaptive movement and the momentum on the locomotive. So in other words, it just stops and goes very quickly. And then, regardless, so I can move forward very easily. The other thing it does is it doesn't, as far as the sound project goes, you'll hear the engine idle does not change when I increase or decrease the throttle on it. When I reverse it, again, the cab light stays on, and the headlight stays on, and regardless of the direction the locomotive is going. So that, again, to turn that off, you just hit F4 again. And you see the locomotive idle changes? And the light feature changes. The next part is, if you want to keep that cab light on all the time, you just hit F5, and then the cab light stays on all the time with movement. And then F6 is kind of fun, but you won't hear this at these very slow speeds. What F6 does is it plays an electric brake, or what they call the dynamic brake sound, when it gets to, when you're throttled back from a specific speed. F7 is supposed to be a curved squeal, but it only does that when it gets feedback from the motors. F9, F8 is the sound on and off. F9 is mute. And then when we get to F10 is the volume up, F11 is volume down. F12 idles the engine sound up. As if they're just running the engine up to generate more power or whatever. Release that and it stops, or it slows back down. So that's the basics of that. And those are all the different lighting functions that it does. So again, the neat thing is that when you shift it into shunting mode, the headlight dims. This is what's called Rule 17. And then it turns off the momentum, and it also locks the interior cab light on. F3 turns on or off the Mars light. So those are the basic functions. Enjoy!